Welcome to CoinGeek Backstage with me, Stephanie Tower. Today I'm here with Zachary Weiner, the founder of VXPass. How are you, Zachary?
Doing great. Thank you for having me.
And this is your first time here at the CoinGeek Conference. How's your experience so far?
It's been phenomenal. I've already made relationships. It was great to see. I've known some of these people for like over a year, but never met them in person because of COVID. So it was really exciting to just kind of walk into the lobby and see friendly faces that I've seen on Twitter or Slack and just like open up to, I guess, not really strangers, but like with a hug, you know, it's been great.
Oh, I love these. So tell us about VXPass. It's an interesting time of our lives. So what exactly VXPass do and what do you actually do there in that organization?
So I'm the founder, which means I wrote the code. And then I found people who are way better at business than me to help me with the business part. In November of 2020, if you can just think back to where we were at that point, we didn't have a vaccine that was distributed yet, right? So all the news coverage was about the speed of delivery. Would we have enough vials? Could we hold it at negative 80 degrees? And there were great answers to those questions from the Army Corps of Engineers and pharmaceutical companies, but they always said that this paper card would just be enough. And if you're like me, or rather like my mother, she's a highly intelligent woman. I love her. We talk at least weekly, probably more. But if you give her an important piece of paper, she is bound to lose it. Or worse yet, she'll put it somewhere that she thinks is safe. And when she needs it, she won't be able to find it. And then like 2 weeks later, she finds it. So I just went back to the drawing board and I knew that with the blockchain and some of the samples that I had built, she could own her record and not have to worry about losing this piece of paper. And that's how VXPass was born.
Amazing. And now you built it on top of the BSV blockchain. Am I correct? Why chose BSV?
Low fees, fast, and can actually store data on chain. So for me, I didn't want to write a hash of some data, right? This is very tiny bits of data. It's like a brand name, a date, a couple of digits for an NDC, and there's no reason to store that in an AWS or an Azure. And in some of the countries we serve, you just can't spin that up. So aside from the fact that fixed cost is something that's phenomenal for business, for projections, the blockchain is borderless. And so with only one blockchain where I could write data and have it be borderless, that opened up the world to be my customer.
Amazing. And certainly it is the blockchain for enterprises, just like what you're trying to build here, right? And you mentioned about working with governments and states and you're on stage. So tell us the experience. What's the biggest challenge? What are the achievements here?
So I think the biggest challenge is just how fast blockchain has moved. In 2010, 2012, 2014, it was entirely finance, right? And then we got Ethereum and it became bigger than finance. And governments don't respond that quickly to new technology. They want it to be implemented somewhere, improve itself, and then kind of work its way up through government levels from local government to maybe state and then to national. And for the COVID response, we don't have the opportunity to be that slow growth normal business trajectory, right? We need more of a top-down approach, and there is already a top-down approach from many governments who are going either from mandates or making you carry this card around. So we had to take a different approach than you might with a normal startup, which meant we had to expand our team faster. We put boots on the ground in Africa. Actually, one of our teammates is a doctor who supports the sale of this in Africa. We're expanding to Europe as well and Southeast Asia in the same kind of footprint. But I also had to bring on doctors onto my team. Right, it's not just a tech startup. We have medical economists and market researchers, and all of those things help me or us as a team, but me as the founder and coder, to understand what the government wants to know aside from what the code looks like or what the application does. And it's been very helpful to have that team.
And they don't really necessarily need to know the technical details of the platform, right? Like just how it can be beneficial for them. So what was their response, being introduced with this very innovative tool?
I think that depends on the government you're talking about. So we have been met with outright rejection. You can imagine there are some countries that are maybe a little more stringent and have their own solution already. On the same token, I spoke to a senator's office in the US who wanted to move very quickly to set up new meetings in DC. It's kind of hit or miss, but it's worth taking a little bit of time to see, are the people in this government pro innovation? Have they spoken at all about blockchain? Do they know about the regulations that exist? And if you can find somebody who has that level of knowledge, or at least a level of understanding, and cares about data integrity, you've now got a marriage and they just can't say no to at least having a conversation about your business.
That is so true. So which countries are you currently servicing right now? And do you have any partnerships looking into?
So right now, our first country is Lesotho. They're a tiny African nation, landlocked in South Africa. We're expanding pretty rapidly in Southern Africa and Western Africa, looking to expand further into Northern Africa. And because there's now a mandate in the United States, we have sales teams working with there are two different fast casual restaurant chains that now fall under this mandate.
Wow, there's just so many things happening for you guys, and you're pretty much a relatively young company.
Yes.
And with this tool, it's just amazing what's in store for you. So what's next after this?
I want to make sure that children don't get inoculated more than once for the same disease in places where they don't have access to cloud storage or the kind of technology that we're used to. That really hurts me. It hurts my heart to know that. And I've personally gone through something similar. So I crashed a scooter in Thailand once, many years ago. But I got road rash and they had to take me to the hospital, and they gave me 2 inoculations. One was for tetanus and one was for something else. And had I had my records, they wouldn't have given me either one.
Oh, okay. That's very good. And that's a very good point to share with everyone else, so to our viewers and for governments and medical industry to really be aware of. So thank you and good luck for all the things that you're doing and for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And that is Zachary Weiner. I'm Stephanie for CoinGeek Backstage.
Data is double-edged. Wield it well and build your place in tomorrow. But trust it blindly and risk watching your progress crumble. Because much of the data we rely upon isn't reliable at all. At nChain, we believe in data, but we put no faith in it. Instead, we build tools that enable enterprises to trust the data upon which they rely. nChain, data without question.
Bitcoin mining, Bitcoin wallet, blockchain, stablecoins, MetaNet, the evolution of money. Everybody is talking about Bitcoin today, but what exactly is it? Learn the basics from experts. Learn what Bitcoin is, how it works, and why it matters. Bitcoin 101, your ultimate guide to the fundamentals of blockchain.